There's an old saying that it's smart to learn from your own mistakes, but it's wise to learn from the mistakes of others. Over the years, pesticides and lost habitat have endangered many animals, birds, and insects. And now, the continuing loss of crucial habitat is threatening the world's best-known butterfly. In fact, the U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service estimates that the number of monarchs has dropped a drastic 88% since 1996.
A bald eagle hovers overhead, a stark symbol of what was once an endangered species. But here at Seven Islands State Birding Park, it is the monarch butterflies that are causing concern.
So there is definitely a lot of concern about the monarch butterflies. They have been in decline for several years now. Most of that is due to habitat loss, so the loss of milkweed and the loss of those nectaring plants. But also, monarch butterflies are unique because it does take a cooperation between 3 different countries. They spend most of their summer in Canada and northern part of the United States, and then they migrate through the United States, and then they spend their winter in Mexico. And so it's not just habitat loss here, it's habitat loss throughout their entire range. And the areas where they overwinter in Mexico, there are some problems with logging down there that have definitely caused a decline in their habitat down there.
Open grasslands along with purposely planted flower gardens and plenty of milkweed make Seven Islands an ideal migratory route. So as part of a citizen science project, park visitors are invited to help keep track of the imperiled pollinators by gently catching and then tagging them.
When you tag a butterfly, you actually put a tiny little sticker on their wing. It's about the size of the end of my pinky finger, and it has a little identification code on there with 4 letters and 3 numbers, making that sticker individual or that number individual to that butterfly.
It is a popular project at the park and one that almost always sells out.
This is the only time of year that we tag monarch butterflies, in the fall. And that's because right now they have what's called a super generation of butterflies. They're passing through our area in Tennessee. There are a few that might hang around throughout the entire summer, but for the most part, they've been farther north and they're coming through here on their way to Mexico.
Their journey gives researchers some idea of numbers, although specific data will be compiled from all over North America and reported by the nonprofit group Monarch Watch. It's somewhat similar to tagging and banding of birds, but also quite different.
The difference is the radio tags that are used for some birds can actually be picked up with the towers, they call them modus towers, that pick up the signal as the birds fly into the area. The bird bands, the little metal bracelets, and also the monarch tags, the stickers, are just an identification number. So that individual will have to be caught again and found again to be able to collect any data from that identification number.
Educational information about the life cycle of the butterfly, actual caterpillars, and milkweed plants are all part of the program. But on this particular afternoon, there's even a monarch that's already been caught and ready to be tagged.
You're going to put the sticker right there in the middle of that mitten. And put it down just a little bit lower. There you go. There you go. So we have it on there. We're going to hold it on there for just a second so it sticks. And that's all we have to do except for write down the data. So we have our first butterfly tagged here. And what was your name?
Matthew.
Matthew. Matthew, would you like to let this butterfly go?
Yes.
All right. So when we let butterflies go, you have 2 options. You can do it the fun way or you can do it the boring way. Which way do you want to do it?
The fun.
The fun way, of course, right? So the fun way is to let me put this on the end of your nose. Will you let me do that? All right. Because sometimes they hang out for a second and sometimes they don't. All right, here we go. Oh. Ah, you want to turn and look at the cameras there? Oh, he's down on your shirt now. He'll take off in just a minute. Yeah, I think you have a new friend.
Yeah.
And every time they fly off, since they're headed to Mexico, we like to speak Spanish to them. So my kids and I like to say, adios, mariposa monarca.
Happy to stay put, but probably in need of some nectar. The male monarch is offered a little help.
See if we can get it. Oh, there it goes. Adios, mariposa monarca.
Zoo Knoxville, as part of a partnership agreement with the park, provides the nets, tags, and registration. The park provides the location and habitat.
All right, so we'll start out in the garden area, and I'll give you a little hint. The zinnias, the really colorful flowers that are planted along a row back there, tend to be the best place to catch them right here around the barn. They're not native plants, but they are beautiful, and the monarchs love them.
They love them so much, that's exactly where the next one is found, less than 5 minutes later.
Well, it was on a flower. So first I kind of tapped it on the wing, and then it flew up, and then I swooped at it and caught it in my neck.
All right, should we get it out of there? Yeah. All right, so I'm gonna carefully reach in and make sure all the wings are folded together before I pull it out. And so we will look right in here to see if it's a male or a female. Do you see a black dot in there? Yeah, it is. So it's a male. And would you like to hold this butterfly?
Yeah.
Okay, just hold it right there. And you have number 182. So we're gonna stick the sticker, goes right there, kind of under where your finger is. So if you want to press it, oops, if you want to press it down. All right, so now you get to decide if you want to let it go the boring way or the fun way. The fun way, of course. There it goes. Adios, Mariposa monarcha. It just means goodbye, monarch butterfly.
And it's goodbye to the flower garden as the butterfly hike and tagging expedition follows a trail to another popular place where the monarchs are joined by a variety of nectar-feeding insects.
If you look, what do you notice about this butterfly?
It's black?
Yeah, it's black.
And it has green on it.
If it sits still, if you look, it does have some blue on it.
It kind of looks like
You
a
see the blue? It does look a little like a hummingbird. It has a really long tail, doesn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so this one's called a long-tailed skipper. So when you're ready, we can just pop the top off, give him a little tickle. There he goes. All right, good job, Nora.
I have two. Oh, did you? But they're not monarchs.
So this guy, we have a variegated fritillary here. This is called a cloudless sulfur. So we'll let it go here. And
Bye-bye.
yeah. Oh, and we got another one over here. You guys are good at this.
I like to look for just citizen science projects, ways for my family to get out in nature.
And this particular project paid off with one more monarch.
It was a little tricky. He actually got away from me once or twice until I was finally able to catch it in my net. So there is some, I guess, skill/luck required.
Citizen tagging goes beyond just an incredible outdoor adventure. It's also designed to enlist a volunteer army in an effort to preserve and protect this little iconic insect.
The more we get people involved with monarch tagging, people tend to get really attached to the monarchs. They love them because they are just such a special insect. And then we get a lot of people that go home and they plant milkweed. They start planting those nectaring plants in the fall. So I think it's both. It's helping the Monarch Watch organization and it's educating the public. Anybody can order tags through Monarch Watch. You can get on their website and order them, and you can get yourself a butterfly net. We advise people to get the ones with a really long bag, get a high quality butterfly net that's safer for the butterflies. And you can go out and do it on your own. Now to do it here at Seven Islands, we do ask people to contact us and let us know that you're coming here, and we want to know about your data with what you're catching here at the park.
What happens between here and Mexico will determine just how important these stickers really are in the study of the monarch's survival. And if one is caught again, it will provide valuable data to researchers. And the park participant who caught and tagged it will receive a very unique certificate. In Kodak, Tennessee, I'm Annette Noel Hall on the Wild Side.
While the eastern monarch population has declined tremendously, it's even worse for the western overwintering population. Once estimated at 4.5 million by the U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service, that number is down to less than 2,000.
Tennessee's Wild Side has been a presentation of the Jackson Foundation in association with Rockwater TV.